Next on Worcester News Tonight, a fire in Millbury destroys a family home. Plus, a local shelter taking in dozens of animals from hurricane-ravaged Florida. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. Firefighters in Millbury battled a 2-alarm fire in a family home Wednesday. Crews arrived to the scene after receiving a call from someone inside the home. Our Cam Jandro was on the scene today and joins us live with the details. Cam?
Anna, firefighters got a call around 2 p.m. for reports of smoke and fire coming out of a home on Hawthorne Street. Crews from 4 surrounding towns helped extinguish the fire that displaced one family home.
Fire and smoke pour from the roof of a home in Millbury Wednesday. Deputy Chief David Ridge says firefighters battled for nearly 2 hours, but the damage sustained by the home left it in unlivable conditions.
The family, we offered the Red Cross to them. They've been notified. They do have a place to go for the evening, so they should be all set for tonight.
Crews from surrounding towns were also called to assist Millbury. According to Ridge, there were a few elements that made the fire difficult to deal with.
I said, due to the heat and due to our gear, it gets pretty warm inside. There was a challenge finding it up in the attic, but we're pretty relentless at getting it, and we found it.
Ridge says it started in the upstairs bathroom and worked its way into the attic where the fire got worse. Homeowner Mike Jahimchik was at work when his son called him to tell him there was a fire. Jahimchik says he wasn't expecting the situation to be as severe as it was when he pulled onto his street.
At that time, I really didn't think it was a big deal, but then when I got here, ambulances, fire trucks, everything's over here, so I got concerned a little bit at that time.
Jahimchik's son was the only one home at the time of the fire, and he was able to make it out safely. The family's 2 dogs made it out as well, but firefighters were unable to find the family's cats inside the home.
We're hoping that they're going to be okay. One of the cats lives just upstairs in the attic. He never goes out of there, so very concerned about that cat.
Now, there's still no word on the condition of the owner's cats. There were a few firefighters who were treated for heat exhaustion, but they're all expected to be just fine. The Millbury Fire Department says the fire is still under investigation. Anna?
Thanks, Cam. The Boys and Girls Club of Webster and Dudley told parents Wednesday they fired one of their employees after accusations of inappropriate behavior came up. The incident allegedly happened Tuesday during their hours of operation. Our Brittany Schaefer spoke with the family today who pressed charges.
It's extremely heartbreaking.
The Boys and Girls Club of Dudley and Webster fires an employee accused of misconduct.
Phone call at about 3:15 in the afternoon from my granddaughter saying, Nana, this man, he pulled my hair and he's pulling my friends and he's telling little kids to give him kisses for cookies.
Stacy Lundy Texera's 12-year-old granddaughter says the employee smelled of alcohol and was making the children uncomfortable.
He had pointed at her and told her that I'm coming for you next. I bring my grandkids here to be safe, and that's been violated.
Lundy Texera posted the incident on Facebook and has gotten more than 200 shares. She says other parents say this isn't the first incident at the facility.
When I put it on social media, and now I'm seeing people are having these issues, have had issues in the past, have pulled their kids out. If it's happened this time, and on such a grand scale, then involving so many children, that it's happened before.
Parents picking up their children Wednesday were sent home with a flyer notifying them the club took action after learning of the accusation, with the staff member being terminated.
I'm happy to see that they are taking steps. Am I feeling like I can send the children back? No, absolutely not.
Lundy Texera says she is proud of her granddaughter for taking the situation seriously and telling an adult.
Go, Jay. Not only are you advocating and speaking up for yourself and refusing to have a victim mentality, you're also advocating for these younger children who don't know any better yet.
Now, Dudley police say they are investigating the incident, but no arrests have been made. We did reach out directly to the Boys and Girls Club of Webster and Dudley, but they did not want to comment any further. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
A Worcester man is arrested Tuesday after police say he threatened a city worker. Worcester police say 27-year-old Clavon Turner pulled a knife on a DPW parking enforcement officer. The officer told police Turner's car was in a no parking tow zone on Walnut Street and refused to move it. Police say when the DPW workers started typing information to issue a parking ticket, Turner became angry and started walking towards him with a switchblade knife. Turner is charged with assaulting with a dangerous weapon and intimidation of a witness. Dozens of electric cars on display Wednesday at WPI's Gateway Park. The event, part of National Drive Electric Week Worcester. The electric vehicles were quiet, but the impact the cars will have in the future will not be. Matthew Beaton, Massachusetts Energy and Environmental Affairs Secretary, says electric cars will have a significant impact in helping reduce carbon emissions. He says on a state level, they're doing their part to support this infrastructure in the Commonwealth.
Baker and Lieutenant Governor Polito have also supported our More EV program out of the Department of Energy Resources, where consumers can qualify for up to a $2,500 rebate, depending on the make and model, to really help make that the purchase of that vehicle that much more affordable, to really help spur the development.
Beaton says the goal here in Massachusetts over the next few years is to have 300,000 EVs on the road. Beaton says with this comes the need for investment in infrastructure, charging stations, and a lot of collaboration throughout the region. Well, a problem for Worcester Public Schools appears to be getting worse. A new report shows the number of students who were chronically absent last year has increased. Our Catherine Andrioli spoke with administration today and has the details.
I'm going to be able to learn what they need to be successful in life.
Every school day counts. It's the message Worcester Public Schools want their students to understand. State data reveals an alarming trend. Chronic absenteeism in Worcester Public Schools is rising, and it's happening across all grade levels.
A higher number of kids that didn't come to school was kindergarten.
Last year, 16.9% of Worcester students missed at least 10% of the school year, or more than 18 school days. It's the highest rate of chronic absenteeism in the city in 9 years. Superintendent Maureen Benenda says it can put students at risk for academic failure and also impact how schools are rated.
Well, you could become an underperforming school if you have high chronic absenteeism.
According to the data, last year the rates of chronic absenteeism ranged from just over 2.5% in an elementary school to more than 30% at one city high school. Benenda says they're evaluating each student's attendance with report cards every 5 weeks. They're also going to be increasing communication with parents.
The teacher will go over with them what their attendance is, and they will write goals to improve their attendance.
The communication is going to be how are things going? Is there something we can help you with? Can we provide you with the services that you may need?
School committee member Diana Biancara says the plan is to track each student's individual attendance. It's something administrators hope can keep students in the classrooms and keep the school district strong.
The data that the schools are receiving will be on a quarterly basis, so they'll be receiving additional information that they did not have before.
I know that we're going to have a lower chronic absenteeism rate next year just based on our plan.
In Worcester, Catherine Andrioli, Worcester News Tonight.
While millions of people were able to evacuate parts of Florida ahead of Hurricane Irma, many animals were left behind. But one local shelter is stepping up to try and find them new homes by bringing them back here to central Massachusetts. Cheryl Blancato, executive director of the Second Chance Animal Shelter in East Brookfield, who also helped rescue animals from Texas during Hurricane Harvey, headed to the Connecticut airport Wednesday to pick up 29 dogs who are from shelters in Florida. Since the dogs were already in shelters, there'll be no wait time to try and find their owners. After 48 hours, they'll be up for adoption. Blancato says they're expecting to pick up another 68 cats from the airport tomorrow. More than 140 million Americans' personal information has been exposed in a massive Equifax data breach. Equifax is one of the 3 major credit card reporting agencies. Hackers have obtained social security numbers, driver's license numbers, and other personally identifiable information. The Better Business Bureau of Central New England is urging consumers to follow up to find out if they're at risk.
Keep a close eye on their own accounts, and if they see anything unusual on a credit card or debit card statement, to take action right away.
If you're not sure if you're a victim, you can contact Equifax at equifaxsecurity2017.com. Massachusetts Catholic bishops are sending a letter to Congress urging them to act on DACA. The letter is signed by the state's 4 Catholic bishops, including Worcester's Bishop Robert McManus. Last week, President Trump terminated the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, or DACA. It protects illegal immigrants who came to the United States as kids from deportation. The bishop says the president's decision puts a risk at the lives of about 19,000 Massachusetts residents. They want Congress to pass a bill to keep them